and I need to ask all the guys on the panel a serious, serious question. What is more important in modern relationships? Money or love? And anybody can take the floor. I'll start with my ideas of it. I think that on social media, money is like elevated as far as like what somebody might need in order to date a particular person. But I think that's a lot of cap. I think that money is important in relationships, and it has become more important than love overall, but I don't think it replaces love at all. What y'all think?
It's
Um,
a tough one, man.
yeah,
I go love, man. I feel like love still kind of matters, man. I feel like that's the foundation of the relationship.
For sure.
And if it's gonna be a success, there has to be like a commitment. And usually loving the other person, I feel like makes that commitment a lot easier.
Yeah.
Um, because even if you got the money, like we've seen just a lot of instances of people going to court and all the stuff that goes along with, you know, situations that don't work out.
Right.
And so I vote for love, man.
Okay.
Obviously you do need the funds to survive,
Yep.
but I feel like after a certain point, I feel like if you have enough just to like support yourself, support your family, I feel like money isn't really a factor after a certain point. But yeah, I go love.
Okay. Okay. I think what a lot of people like try to do, they try to like they say the money helps the love grow. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
like you could spend money on a trip that y'all share and y'all share that memory together, or you can, purchase something to make her like feel better about her day or whatever, or you just got the means to be able to make emergencies and things go away as quickly as they came. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that can help out with the love. What you say, Kane?
um, I think the money aspect is it plays two parts.
Okay.
The money aspect, on one hand, is to accommodate lifestyle.
Right.
Money, on the other hand, is also used as like a trophy,
Okay.
like as a flex, I guess, or just something to say like, I have this.
Right.
Because when people have money, they think that is like above everything.
So you saying the money is more of a status thing rather than like a real thing. So like they
Yes.
include the money to up their status. Okay. All right, keep going.
Um like, and when I say people, some people feel like money is like above everything. Think
Right,
about
right.
how many times somebody has been called out on some BS and they be like, but you ain't got no money though. I got more money than you. You get what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, for
So
sure.
so on from that aspect, I look at the money thing two ways. I
Right.
also look at love different than a lot of people. A lot of people describe love as a feeling,
Okay.
but I look at love as more of a action word, a verb.
Okay.
Um, I don't um love you because I feel like I love you. That feeling is more so. I mean, I do love you, but it's more so I care about you, and you what you mean to me.
and what I'm willing to do
I'm
for you, right?
showing you, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
What I'm willing to
everything I
sacrifice
do for
for you.
you,
What I'm
yeah,
willing to
yeah,
sacrifice for you, for sure.
right.
Yeah.
Everything I do for you is what I'm willing to sacrifice because I love you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because some people can say they love you and they do feel some type of way about you, but they emotions might not be regulated to understand what emotion they really feeling.
Right.
Because somebody can say they love you and be knocking you upside the head all day, every day.
Got you.
Or, you know what I'm saying, stepping on you, or um not being considerate of you. You know what I'm saying? It's all different ways where somebody could choose to show love or show the opposite. But
Yeah.
all in all, um I think people don't think about love as like the first, like I don't think love is the highest priority.
Got you.
Um but not saying forever, but I think it's like a timeline thing.
So you saying that you gotta have the money to get in the door and then the love come later.
No, what I'm saying is I think men and women both do want love, but I
Right.
don't think that's what they want the most
Okay.
until they hit a certain point in their lives.
So you think they want more so status rather than like the fulfilling relationship.
Right, because I feel like as a man, we would like to have stuff kind of in order or together before we settle down.
Right.
So even if we want to settle down with somebody, we might be hesitant to do it because we don't see it unless we can get to a certain point, whether that's
Gotcha.
all
Gotcha.
right, I need to get to a point where I'm making salary, or
Right.
I need to have we need to have a home,
Yeah.
or I need to graduate, whatever that may be. With women, sometimes I feel like, and I'm not a woman, so I'm just speculating, but I feel like women sometimes prioritize love when they can't get everything else that they want.
Gotcha. Okay, then
So
let me ask Cloudy. What are you thinking about, Cloudy? What do you say?
Well, I definitely can see everybody's point of view. I think money, I can see where money will outweigh everything just because, you know, when you value the money more in the relationship side, you probably are looking more at, um, the security
Right.
and the stability and,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, the leisure and everything.
Right.
But you guys make some very interesting points. But that's also why, from old fashioned uh beliefs, you go and you get you know what I'm saying, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You go
Right.
into a relationship ready for it. You're already established and things like that. So you're more fit or prepared for, financial hardships and things like that that
Right.
may arise in the future.
Right.
But personally, I would value love more, but just from a wisdom standpoint, like, you know,
Yeah.
um, since I'm a parent now, you want your kid to be stable and secure, man.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I go with the money, bro. But let me know what y'all think.
I think for
Yeah.
I think for me, man, I think about like dowries in a sense, right? Like how men in other civilizations and societies
Yeah.
would approach the idea of marriage in the sense of like giving up some type of monetary value in exchange for that woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how that kind of like is not necessarily held to a standard today, Like it's not as commonplace today as it was in yesteryear, but I think that's like I think it's probably like money has always been a part of this because the two common denominators when you got love and money together is human. And I don't think that those two things really go too far away from one another
Hey,
after
but
a
hold up,
while.
hold up. Let me just push back just a little bit because you were saying the dowry. A lot of that is also because women were the helping hands in farms and around the house,
Right.
and when you were going to approach somebody for their daughter, you two might have already been dating anyway. It's not like. I mean, in some cases, she may have been a total stranger to the man, but in some cases, they may have already had a relationship, but and taking her away from her family, you would offer the family some type of finance so it'd be less of a hardship on them, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but my bad for cutting in.
Nah, you
That,
good. You good. You good. That's what we need.
I,
Go ahead, Kane.
I was gonna say also, if I'm not mistaken, it was also a form of vetting.
Okay.
So when somebody
Facts.
would offer like a dowry, it was the greater the gift would show like that they had resources to take care of the daughter because it's like your father basically giving you away. Now that you are not under my covering, I'm giving you away to somebody who has the ability to keep you under their covering. So back in the olden days, when somebody would give you a pig or a hog, it might be more than one person trying to give a dowry for the same daughter. And the like in the movie Holes,
Yeah.
where they picked the guy or the pig with. Well, I mean, he was
Is
trying to decide between the two hogs. He was like, "Well, which one's fatter?" And then he got upset because he like, "Man, I really loved you. Like, why you ain't just pick me?" You feel me?
Yeah. I never
So
knew that had to do
Hey,
with
hold up,
dowry.
did you say the movie Host?
Yeah.
Holes
Yeah.
Oh,
with
oh,
Shia LaBeouf.
oh, okay.
That's crazy. I never knew that had to do with
Yeah,
dowry.
and I also feel another thing I wanted to say. I think money has more to do with it than love because men generally have the idea that women don't care about you um, without the money.
right.
So they're not even looking for love because they're not expecting it without the money. Well, some men, you
Mm.
get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
So
And yeah, I
some
get you
men
saying.
is
Like the
putting a
money, like the
priority.
money, like the money, like solidifies or their value. Like it just makes them more valuable as a
Right,
man.
right.
Right. Okay. Okay. So it sounds like that the answer would be money. It sounds like that in relationships in general that you have to have the economics necessary to be able to facilitate what might come up with you being with somebody. Like you got to figure out how they gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? You might have to figure out like they might have a health issue, you know what I mean? And you might need economics to be able to get out of that situation, right? Or navigate that situation a little bit better. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
man, I don't think that I think what's probably the issue is just the messaging around it all together, right? Like how you're just absolutely not valuable if you don't have a certain dollar amount attached to your name as a man. Because we all men here, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We all like know what we hear online as far as what makes a man valuable. But I think there are so many other things that makes a man valuable than just him producing a lot of money economically. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the flip side of it, right? Would you rather have somebody with a whole bunch of paper or would you have somebody with a whole lot of character? It just depends on who the person is, I guess, at that point. Um,
Right.
and I think to me, character weighs more than money because money is something that it's not necessarily intrinsically tied to anything in particular. Like if you know how to work a good scam, you can get a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily make you a good person. You
True.
know what I mean? So I think that they're two of the same, but you can't have one without the other. That's what I would rest that on. And if anybody has any final statements about that, feel free to share with me. But if
I
not,
think
we gonna go ahead.
I okay, so let me ask y'all a question.
All right, go ahead.
I'm assuming, don't answer, but I'm assuming everybody has heard the phrase "love don't pay the bills," right?
Hmm.
All right, now think about all the times you done heard it, and think about whether a man said it or a woman said it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's where I'm gonna land.
Yeah,
Bet.
see, I I I would flip what you said, Phil, and say that they're both interconnected, but love leads, more than money.
Okay.
Be my vote.
Okay. Okay.
I think the money like logically just matters more to some
Yeah.
people because it does more. Like love, it does a lot for me and you, or for me and the person I'm in a relationship with, right? But this money, this can do for me, you, your parents, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
it has way more impact and effect on
Yeah.
us in our livelihood. And when
Right.
you think about how women don't really have the force application of men, so they're really in a sense like in survival mode, and you get what I'm saying, or at
Yeah.
least whether they know it or not. So that's why
Right.
they'll be like, I'm gonna go in this situation, even though the person providing this situation isn't the best or isn't gonna care. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Well, I
like,
would.
but I ain't gonna have to worry about where I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna
True.
have this. I'm gonna have that taken care of,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can, you know, you
Okay.
know,
So I think what I'm gonna pick up what you laid down. Yes, I've never heard a man say anything like love don't pay the bill. You
because
feel me?
the bills is paid because I love your ass enough to go do all this
Nah,
shit.
real shit though. Yeah, real shit. Real shit. And I'm looking at some numbers right now, right? And I'm looking it up and it's like, y'all, I'm sure y'all seen in the news all the layoffs and the things that's going on, right? And they was
Yeah.
saying that black women was probably like disproportionately affected the most by it. So yeah, for sure. Like when we come to pull up these numbers and we start looking at it like from a real vantage point, like Shawty really don't even gotta have no whole lot of education. You know what I'm saying? Long as she like doing the right thing, like she'll be married. You feel me? I think the biggest thing for like black people is that for whatever reason, we don't think marriage is the solution. But we gonna get to that later on down the road. Cause my boy T got another topic for me, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that.